you night and day. Our love is so divine. They try, but this bond won't fade away. Everyone looking at your eyes. They easily me get swept away. Thoughts of you run through my mind 1,000 times. I say, moving on to better days. Kiss you like 1,000 times. Love you like 1,000 times. And I could go 1,000 miles. Still I never get tired of you. Like 1,000 times. And I could write 1,000 rhymes. Just to tell you how much I could I never get tired.
Yes, sir. 1,000 times, alright? Can't get tired at all. That's how we do it on the Queen for the Song with him 99.9, and it's now top of the hour 3 p.m. At this time, we're about 3 p.m. news, alright? Keep it locked on to the Queen for the Song with him 99.9. And yes, sir, it's 5-Star Fridays, I'm telling you.
Good afternoon and welcome to WeFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene. Preparations are being finalized for the hosting of the 2025 Windward Islands Football Association Women's Tournament, set for September 14th to 20th here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The competition will feature teams from Barbados, Dominica, St. Lucia, and host nation SVG. Executive Committee member of the SVG Football Federation, Yolanda London, says the tournament will be played in a round-robin format, with the top 2 teams advancing to the final. Games will be played nightly at Victoria Park, with the third-place playoff and championship match set for the Annesville Sporting Complex. Opening night on Sunday, September 14th, will see Barbados face St. Lucia at 5 p.m., followed by Lady Heat of SVG against Dominica at 7:30. Tickets cost just $10, and Miss London is encouraging families to come out and support women's football. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has given the nation its assurance following a force-wide meeting held between the High Command and the general membership. The meeting was guided by concerns raised by the public, and the Commissioner of Police says the RSVGPF is listening, responding, and committed to professional policing anchored in respect, restraint, and the rule of law. The force expressed regret to those distressed by recent encounters and urged anyone wishing to lodge a complaint or seek clarification to contact the Public Relations and Complaints Department at 485-6891 or visit any police station. The RSVGPF says public safety is a partnership. It will continue working with communities and stakeholders to strengthen trust and ensure safer streets across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Still on the local scene, construction is moving ahead at the Annesville Acute Hospital project, with key milestones being achieved. The suspended slab for Building 11, set to house administrative offices and special services, has been completed, while preparations are on the way for the slab on Building 12, which will contain laboratories and a general services waiting area. Foundation works have also begun on Buildings 9 and 10, earmarked for patient rooms and the hospital's emergency department. A 189-meter retaining wall is also under construction to strengthen the site's infrastructure. Officials say these 4 buildings remain the main focus for 2025, marking major progress toward delivering a modern healthcare facility for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. Trinidad and Tobago's San Fernando East MP Brian Manning says the People's National Movement will take the government to court over the dismissal of 400 unemployment relief program workers. Speaking at his Navette Road office, Manning called the terminations unjust and accused the ministry of targeting his constituency. He warned that more layoffs could follow, particularly in the URP's women's program, and said workers' rights were being violated. TNT's Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government says the layoffs were part of a restructuring effort to eliminate corruption, including so-called quote-unquote ghost gangs. Minister Khadija Amin insists the move was not politically motivated, but necessary to restore accountability. Manning argued the process was unfair, saying many of the affected workers are vulnerable single mothers, and predicted the community could face a decline in upkeep as a result. Former employees described financial hardships, including unpaid bills and mortgages, following their termination. CARICOM has strongly condemned a recent Israeli strike on residential premises in Doha, Qatar. The regional bloc described the attack as a flagrant violation of international law and Qatar's sovereignty, noting it undermines the country's role as a mediator in ceasefire negotiations in Gaza. CARICOM called on all parties to exercise restraint and pursue a peaceful resolution through dialogue. The organization reiterated its calls for an immediate, sustained ceasefire, unimpeded humanitarian access in Gaza, and the return of all hostages. The community also reaffirmed its commitment to a two-state solution as the only viable path to lasting peace in the region, and expressed solidarity with Qatar in efforts to de-escalate tensions. Finally, on the international scene, medical sources in the Gaza Strip report that Israeli attacks have killed at least 50 people today, including 14 from the same family. Meanwhile, Qatar's prime minister is set to meet top U.S. officials following widespread condemnation from the United Nations Security Council over Israel's strike on Hamas leaders in Doha. Hamas says it will continue fighting, insisting its key demands, including the full withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza and the territory's reconstruction, remain unchanged. Since October 2023, the conflict has claimed at least 64,656 lives and left 163,503 wounded in Gaza, with thousands more feared trapped under rubble. Israel reported 1,139 killed and around 200 captured during the October 7th attacks. Thailand has joined international voices denouncing the Doha strike, calling it a blatant violation of Qatar's sovereignty and a threat to regional stability and international peace. This has been WeFM's 3 p.m. News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 5:30 for WeFM's Evening News, and we thank you for listening.
People's Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical, skin and body care needs. Located on Grenville Street in Kingstown. They open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Call them today at 784-456-1170. People's Pharmacy also stock vitamins and supplements, personal care items, toiletries, children and adult pampers, and much more. And of course,